This is Broadcasting House, home of the BBC, and this is Sir Robbie Gibb, a member of the corporation's board of directors. The BBC has come under fire recently after an internal report detailed how it spliced together two clips of Donald Trump on January 6, 2021. The report also accused the BBC of being biased against Israel. Shortly after the Daily Telegraph published the report, the BBC's Director General and Head of News resigned. And who was the driving force behind those resignations? According to newspaper reports, it was Robbie Gibb. Gibb claims to be on a mission to root out bias at the BBC. So who is this self-styled paragon of impartiality? He describes himself as a proper Thatcherite Conservative who once served as the Conservative Prime Minister, Theresa May's Downing Street Head of Communications. After that, he helped launch GB News, the TV channel whose presenters include Nigel Farage and Jacob Rees-Mogg. Conservative Prime Minister Boris Johnson then appointed Gibb to the BBC board, where he took on a key role overseeing editorial standards. Conservative activist Robbie Gibb had a mission to root out bias. One newspaper quoted him as saying that if he didn't get his way, he would, quote, blow the place up. When Gibb was handed his role at the BBC, he had to fill in a form declaring his financial interests. In it, he wrote that he was the 100% owner of the Jewish Chronicle newspaper. The paper had just been bought by a consortium, but Gibb has never revealed who put up the money. So what happened when this figurehead of BBC impartiality took over at the Jewish Chronicle? The paper became a vocal supporter of the Netanyahu government and was plagued by ethical and editorial lapses, which led 5 leading columnists to resign. One of them, Jonathan Friedland, said, quote, "Too often the JC reads like a partisan, ideological instrument, its judgments political rather than journalistic." A reminder, Sir Robbie Gibb is now the arbiter of supposed BBC bias on Israel-Palestine. The internal report that started the recent controversy was written by a man called Michael Prescott, a former Rupert Murdoch employee who is reportedly a friend of Robbie Gibb. The BBC has its flaws, but it's still the most trusted broadcaster in the world and an institution worth protecting. Yet, the man who sits on its board, supposedly enforcing impartiality, is a conservative political activist who owned a newspaper on behalf of secret donors that became known for inaccurate, ideological and deeply biased content. There are many fine journalists working in this building who are committed on a deep level to impartiality. So Robbie Gibb, it would appear, is not one of them.